Most mornings, I like to get up and have a little walk in the woods. I thought today I'd bring my camera along and take it with me. I'm looking for some mushrooms and gonna make an omelet at the end of the day if I find some. So come on along with me for a walk. One of the tastiest mushrooms that we find around the Kamloops area is this one right here. This is called a porcini. It's a member of the Boletus family, also called the king bolete. This is commonly what you would use inside a risotto if you were ordering one up at a restaurant. I've got a mushroom knife and I'm just gonna cut it at the bottom here. This one is an absolutely perfect prime shape. I'm gonna show you the inside here. It's a little bit orange brown on the outside. And then on the inside, you'll notice it's kind of a foamy material. It doesn't have any gills to it at all. And that's a perfect porcini. That can be eaten fresh or it can be dried. Now, really getting lucky this morning. Here's another prime porcini mushroom I've come across. And I'm gonna cut this one as well. Here we go. Absolutely perfect. Another one in just great shape. Now, I like to carry a basket when I'm mushrooming. Now, other than it looking extremely cool to carry a basket, it's very practical. You notice in a grocery store, you always put your mushrooms in a paper bag. That's so they don't get all clammy and slimy inside. So a basket is a great way that it's going to keep your mushrooms in prime shape, a lot of airflow until you get back to your house to slice them up. It was a great morning walking through the woods. It was a little bit slim pickings as far as mushrooms go. Usually you get a little bit more. But we got some porcinis here. I found some yellow boletes later in the walk. Porcinis come in all sizes, like from this would be more like a regular, all the way up to some of the giant ones. And I did come across slippery jack. This is a very common mushroom. We see it more towards the fall. It would look like something that you wouldn't typically eat because it's quite slimy on the top, yet it's still a bolete with a foam on the bottom. But these are perfect mushrooms. They're absolutely excellent. And the way we do it is just peel the skin back, and as we peel the skin back, it exposes beautiful yellow flesh of the mushroom. And the top part that we're pulling back, we just get rid of it. It's not something that we'll eat. So they only feel slippery on the top. Once you peel the skin back, they're just like the regular mushroom. I'm gonna take the smaller ones and I'm gonna make them into a frittata when I get back to the kitchen. The larger ones, I'm gonna slice up, I'm gonna dry them, and at some point, I'm going to make a really nice mushroom risotto for you. Thanks for joining me on this walk this morning. This is not meant to be a tutorial on how to identify mushrooms. You should really rely on, there's some excellent mushroom books. There's some great stuff on YouTube that's just about identification of mushrooms. This has been something that I've done with my family for about the last 20 years since my girls were just tiny, and we just choose the varieties that are very easy for us to identify and are incredibly tasty inside a dinner or a breakfast. So thanks again. Enjoy this lovely weekend. We're supposed to get really hot next week. Maybe it'll knock down some of the mosquitoes. Well, I'm back from the woods. It was a great morning out there. I've washed up. I've taken the mushrooms that we harvested. I have sliced and put the other ones on a rack to dry that I'm going to make a risotto out of later. And then the other smaller ones I've just diced up, and we're going to make today a wild mushroom feta asparagus frittata. Okay, so to begin with, we've got a pan heated up with some melted butter inside. I'm going to add about 1 onion diced up. Also going to add, I don't know, half a whole garlic in there chopped up as well. And we are going to add the wild mushrooms. What we want to do here is we want to cook this down so all the moisture comes out of the mushrooms. After it's been cooking for a little while and coming down, we're going to put the asparagus in more towards the end of it because we want the asparagus to still be a little bit crisp. When you're choosing vegetables for a frittata, I just pick some that I enjoy. But when you're choosing vegetables, you can pretty much go with any variety, but you want to make sure you're cooking out the moisture content in it ahead of time. The oven is preheated right now to 450 degrees. It shouldn't take long until this is cooked down. The asparagus is in, it's all cooked down now. The smell coming out of here from the asparagus, the wild mushrooms, and the garlic, is absolutely incredible. We're going to add just a pinch of salt into here. One final stir. Okay, and now we're ready to add the eggs. I've got a dozen eggs over here. I am going to beat them up a little bit. I've got half a cup of feta cheese. You could use any cheese that you like. And we're going to make it a little bit richer with a couple of tablespoons of sour cream. That's completely optional, whether you can actually put a little bit of milk or a little bit of cream. And I'm just going to beat that around. And we're going to pour the mixture in. There we go. Should have mentioned earlier, you have to have a pan that you can stick inside the oven. So nothing with a plastic handle on it. There we are. Mix it around just a little bit just to spread out everything. And then the oven's at 450 degrees. We're going to put it inside. And that's it. We're going to leave it in there for 10 to 15 minutes. It really depends on your oven and the temperature of the eggs when you put them in. But somewhere in 10 to 15 minutes, you're going to look inside. It's going to be firm. But if you jiggle the pan, you'll still see a little bit of movement to it. You don't want to overcook eggs. They never taste good when you do that. Well, frittata has just come out of the oven. It looks and smells amazing. What a wonderful way to start the day. A walk in the woods, plenty of exercise and fresh air, a few wild mushrooms picked up, a quick, simple dish to make. And now I'm going to go and share this with my family for lunch. Have yourself a wonderful day, stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time in the kitchen. Please click subscribe now for my newest cooking videos. A printable recipe and ingredients list can be found on my blog page. You'll find the link in the video description box. Thank you and have a great day.